Hey, it's Jason Coleman, Price Mortgage, and I'm coming to you today to talk about housing and opportunity, and what the market is shifting is what I think, what I'm seeing. I've been looking at, say, Zillow and checking Maricopa County, homes under, say, $800,000 and all the way down to, as low as they go. And what I'm seeing is a lot of homes are sitting on the market for a lot longer than they were 12 months ago. I'm seeing probably 30 to 40% of all the listings with price cuts of some kind. And the homes that are moving quickly are absolute stunners. They're wowzers. They're you walk in and it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Complete makeovers, gold hardware, walk-in showers that are like, whoa. But what I think's happening here is a lot of buyers are sitting on the fence. I'm going to wait until after the election to see what happens. And so that's creating double the inventory from 12 months ago. Double the inventory. So last year, at this time, we were around 9,000 homes on the market. Now we're at about 18,000 homes, give or take, on any given weekend. And so what I think is happening is it is turning into a buyer's market with homes on the market close to 60 days. So if I was a buyer right now and I wanted to buy a home or thought I could take advantage of the current situation, I would be making disrespectful offers. And how I would go about that is I would look at how many days it's been on the market. Say it's been on the market over 45 days, 60 days. There's a lot of homes that have been on the market I'm seeing for 180 days because they're overpricing their home to begin with. They've got some bad advice from someone, and they thought they could get this incredible amount of money. They thought it was, January of 2022, but no, rates have gone up, and that is depressing home sales. In fact, home sales are, as far as transaction go, are at a 30-year low. So what does this mean to you as a buyer? It means that there is opportunity. And if rates come down, say to 6%, what do you think is going to happen? Right now we're in the sixes, we're in the higher sixes, 6.5 to 6.8, depending on your credit and how much down payment and that kind of thing. So if I was a buyer and I had a good agent that was willing to actually work for me, I would put out some disrespectful offers. I'd have the agent take a contract that is like a template, and I would look for homes that have been on the market for a long time and find out who is a wishful seller and who needs to sell. Now, wishful selling is someone says, well, I have a 2.5% interest rate, and if I can get this amount of money, then I will sell the home. That's not who you want to deal with. You want to deal with somebody that needs to sell the home, who is out of the home, or lost their job or is having a job transfer and needs to sell that home, right? Look at what they bought the home for back in 2020 or 2018 or 19. Those are the homes, those are the people that don't need to get as much money as they're asking for. And if it's been on the market, say 6 months, they might take a $50,000 hit. You do not need to pay list price. You can ask for $10,000, $20,000 in concessions, depending on the price of the home. Obviously, if you ask for $20,000 on a $350,000 priced home, it's going to be much more difficult versus $10,000 just because of the price of the home and the amount of money involved, right? So if you're looking at a $650,000, $700,000 home, then a $20,000 concession is much easier to get than on a $350,000. It's just mathing the math, right? So don't be afraid to offer lower. If the transactions are low, so that means you'd be one of the few buyers out there that are trying to get a deal done. And that's just my opinion. Now, the election, I don't want to get political here, and I think what a lot of people misunderstand is, first of all, that your neighbor is not your enemy. Like, if they believe in the blue side or they believe in the red side, they're not your enemy. It's the politicians that are the problem here on both sides of the aisle. It's the politicians. It's money running this whole BS of, running the show here and holding us all down. So if you're going to be mad at somebody, be mad at all the politicians and try and vote those people out. Don't be worried about who's going to be the next president. Don't be worried about the economy or anything like that. If you have a good job, if you have a solid job and you have a good credit score and you qualify for a home and you do not own and you want to start building equity, don't be afraid to put in disrespectful offers. That's all I'm going to say. If you think prices are too high, then put in a offer that is reasonable to your budget and see what happens. If you put in 50 offers and one says yes, and you are okay with the home that you can live in for 5 or 10 years, what do you got to lose? What do you have to lose? If you need more information or you want to talk more about this, then give me a call, 602-451-5472, and I'd be happy to run some numbers for you on different purchase prices and down payments. You don't need 20%, 3 to 3.5% is all you need. And in some cases, you can do no down payment. I don't really recommend no skin in the game, but if that's all you have, then that's all you have. You know, the interest rate's going to be higher if you don't bring any skin, if you don't put any skin in the game. That's all I'm going to say. The interest rate's going to be a little bit higher. It's going to be harder to qualify. You're going to have a higher payment. So if you can bring some money to the table, as far as like 3.5%, say FHA, then get into that house, stay into that house for, you know, be a homeowner for 30 years. And the goal here is to, by the time you're in your 50s or whatnot, maybe 60s, is to have no mortgage payment, to be able to, you know, travel and enjoy a life in your 40s and 50s and have a lower payment. So I do believe that interest rates within the next 10 years will come down to zero again, because the economy is built on inflation. Without inflation, you know, the house of cards is going to fall. So that's just how it's built. That's what we all have to accept. And it's always going to be that way, you know, until it ends, until the empire ends, right? So give me a call. Let's talk about how we can put in some disrespectful offers, payments and prices, and how much down versus how much payments with today's current interest rates or a buy down would get you on a monthly payment. Love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. And until next time,